So, as we all know by now, October is underway. It means spooky month, it means Halloween, it means scares, it means films, it means crispy autumn leaves. And it also means me building a bit more spooky style stuff in The Sims. And I thought, do you know what? I think we should try and give a little starter home a go, but in the world of Forgotten Hollow that came with The Sims 4 Vampires pack. It's quite a small world, but it's still lacking in any kind of starter home, really. So that is what we're going to try and do today. Now, I have got an iconic character moving in to this starter home as well. His name is Keith, and I will be introducing you to him in just a second. But I think that's what we're going to bloody do today. So let's flop on over and start building a spooky starter home in Forgotten Hollow. Now, everyone, I'd like you to all meet Keith. A vampire wannabe living in the world of Forgotten Hollow. In Keith's spare time, he enjoys knitting for his Plopsy page, farting on small children in his vicinity, creeping about creepily in the rain, and crying himself to sleep over the latest series of This Is Us. Now, what we're going to do is build him a home on this lot with only 20,000 simoleons. Let's do it for Keith. And so here we are, my darlings. You have been properly introduced to the wonderful and iconic Keith. I'm absolutely for him. He's a vampire, goblin, banana face shaped man who just wants to live his life by himself. He wants to fart on children, as I said. And that's what makes him an icon, to be honest. But I just, I love him. Yes, indeed. But this is where we're going to be building a house for Keith today. So we've got 20k in the kitty. We're probably going to go and make it look spooky with lots of debug items and that kind of business. And this is the lot that I've decided to build it on here. We've got 20k plus his rocking chair. I had to give him his rocking chair. He loves a bit of knitting, does our Keith. We're probably going to try and make it into a tiny home, I would imagine. And I think I'm going to go for a slight Victorian-esque look for this build itself. So that's what we're going to do. Let's make a bloody start, shall we? I've actually put it into a tiny home residential as well. So that will help out with bills and whatnot for Keith. Because I'm not sure what Keith can do for a job. If you guys want to let me know what Keith does for a living, then be my guest. Because I will happily make that a reality. A reality for you lovelies. Now, as I said, I don't want it to be a big build, not at all. I think I'm going to go to there. I'm going to go up to here. And I think what I'm going to do is turret out from this area here just to give it that Victorian charm. I'm for it. And then up here as well. Flop that one up there, darling. And this one here. I'm going to go up on here with a turret too. Beautiful. We'll get that going in. One bedroom in here. It's all Keith needs. All Keith needs indeed. I wouldn't imagine Keith's got any love in his life. Can we get an oh, poor Keith. So where does Keith come from, you may ask? Well, I'm going to say Keith is a native to Forgotten Hollow. His parents were vampires, but he sadly did not get that trait, and they were fuming. So they made his life an absolute living hell while he was growing up. And he kind of grew up just to resent people, to be honest, because, well, his parents were awful. His parents were awful. Poor Keith. But he didn't go down the right path, and that is why he tends to fart on children. And I'm trying to make up a story on the spot here, loves, and it's not really working all that well, to be honest. Because farting on children came into it, and it made me laugh. It really did. Can you imagine just going out and having a little guff on a child? I mean, that would be a bit weird, wouldn't it, to be honest? Weird but hilarious at the same time. Oh, Lord. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that roof. I kind of want like a pointy roof here as well, though. So I think I'm going to do that. Oh, can I just have a big one? Oh, we can have a big one. I'm going to bring you right through to the back as well. We've got 17k left, so I reckon we're going to do quite well. Another reason why I'm doing this as a tiny home, because I maybe want to use some of the vampire windows. I know they're expensive, so we're just being clever with our money. Yes, we are. I think that is a little bit too dramatic. I mean, Keith is very dramatic, but doesn't mean his roofline has to be, you know? Keith and his dramatic roofline. Why am I laughing at my own jokes? I will never know, but I do. And you know what? I'm just going to come to terms with the fact that that's something that I do, you know? Right, you all the way along to here, my love. And I think I'm going to flop you out one more. Oh, do you know what? That doesn't look too bad, especially if I go in and just bend them slightly as well. Oh, yes, I'm kind of for that. Yeah, so we've got 69 tiles. Oh, Keithan, 69. That does not go well, does it? That's something that I would not like to see. Thank you. No thanks. Right, we're gonna move this up. So we've placed 72 now. So if I can just do the porch like this, I'll probably have to go underneath this as well, won't I? Oh, this is gonna like take quite a lot of me tiles. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Probably want to do it to round about there, I think. Do we want to go up a medium height on here as well? You know what? I kind of like it tall and thin. Because it's a bit like Keith himself, isn't it, to be honest with you? So I think that's what we're going to do. So we've got a few more tiles to do. Yes, I'm for it. I'm very much for it. I think that's a good shape for Keith's house. So what I'm going to do now is go and get all of the windows, doors and wallpapers sorted. And we're definitely going to be using a lot of debug in this garden area to blend it in with this world. So we'll do a bit of that as well. The wallpapers and windows are on. And we've gone for a shingled look with those Victorian windows from Vampires. I just think that looks good. It looks good. I would like to do more to it, but we need to stick within our budget. I've also pulled out all of the stuff that's going to keep Keith alive over here. And I've also pulled out several pieces of stuff from debug just to make this place look a little bit more attractive. Now, I did want to put some spandrels on, and if we've got enough money, I might even do that. But for now, we're just going to leave it as it is. This is the floor plan as well, if you were wondering. So straight into what's going to be a kind of kitchen dining area. And this is going to be a small little living room. Bless Keith in his tiny little turret living room. But he has got an upstairs one as well, which he can make use of if he may wish. I might even try and get a desk in there or something for him. Spooky dokey. And this is his bedroom. And this is going to be the only bathroom of the house in here as well. So I've picked all the wallpapers on the interior too. We've gone for some paneling from Vampires. And I just think it's going to work. And I can't get my words out. But we're going to crack on anyway, darling. So here we go. I'm going to use this fence. I'm not going to use the whole lot. I'm going to keep this lot small. I don't want this lot to kind of like sit on a bigger lot. I just want it to be a tiny home on a tiny lot that you can extend into if you get more money and whatnot, you know? We're going to give him a bit of a backyard so he can have a lovely graveyard that he comes around and he dances with all of the corpses at night, does our Keith. And his neighbours, even they think it's weird. And they are vampires, love. And they're like, what is Keith up to now? And he is out serenading and dancing around and swinging around corpses everywhere. Because that's just Keith, loves. What more can be said? That is just Keith. I've got visions of him swinging around corpses and it's not a good vision. It really is not a good vision. Not at all. Oh, we're going to have to move this in one, but that's fine. We'll move this in one here. Lovely jubbly. That will work quite well. And that just kind of like nestles in that area quite nicely. And we'll put loads of the debug trees and rocks around on these pieces here. I think that will be rather lovely. So we'll start doing that. Okay, so first things first, I want to get a few more of these street lamps. So I'm going to do like one there. I'm going to do one right by the entrance. And I'm also going to do one over here as well. These are free, by the way. They're from Debug. I'm absolutely here for it. Right, one of these. We'll put a couple more of these over the side here. But was that money? 10 simoleons for a dead tree. How fucking dare you? For a dead bloody tree? Honestly, I'm going to write a heated letter. I'm going to put this tree in, nestled into this rock area here. Yeah, kind of nice. We'll do some terrain painting and stuff underneath of it. But I think we do need some like bushes and whatnot too. So I'm going to grab some ivy and all sorts of goodness and splatter that around. And there we go. Just nestled it into the landscape a little bit more by use of terrain paints. We've gone for just a soil throughout the back and everything. I just think that's Keith's vibe, to be honest with you. It makes it easier to dig up the corpses for Keith to have a little boogie joogie too, doesn't it? Yes, that's what we're going to do. Why am I weird? Why? That's so weird. Very weird, but we're cracking on. It's spooky month. It's going to be the placement of choice back here for the graveyard itself. I'm going to move you somewhere else. You're not a vibe. I'm going to start flopping these around in all kinds of positions like this. I might even get out a little skeleton as well if it doesn't cost too much money. And that is what Keith does the tango with on a Tuesday. It's Tangle Tuesday, and Keith is absolutely for a Tangle Tuesday. Yes, he is. Yes, he has a date. So I'm going to just make it look like, yeah, these are the places where these poor unfortunate souls get tangled with every Tuesday. Oh, that's stunning. I definitely think it needs some thorns back here as well, though. We're going to get some of these ground covers, and I'm just going to litter them, maybe just like on around the headstone parts. I wouldn't mind a few of those dead rose bushes as well, but I have a feeling they cost money, and we don't really want that. Even though we've got 9k left, and we've got all of the bits that Keith would need. Maybe we could do that. But for now, I think we're going to make a start on just making this look a little bit more attractive, this house. So, okay, I thought against using the debug fences just because they didn't fit well on here and they didn't fit well on the back. So I've spent a bit of money. We've still got 8 grand left. I reckon we're going to be okay. I reckon Keith, more importantly, is going to be okay. So I'm kind of vibing with it. Kind of vibing with it indeed. Now I'm thinking rooftop decorations. Debug's going to come in handy once again. So I think I'm going to use some of these. And there we go. Just for a little bit of detail on top of the roofs. I think that looks rather marvellous, and it was all free. And I also put in that little spire, which was free from Debug, on top of the turret, and it's just made it look absolutely scarily magical. So let's make a start on the kitchen area. Now, I thought the kitchen needed to be kind of fit in with the aesthetics, you know? Kind of needed to fit in with the aesthetics. So I've gone for the cottage living kitchen, including the oven as well, and the fridge. We spent a bit more money. We spent a bit more money than was necessary, but I just think it was needed for this kitchen, just because it needed to fit in with these spooky dooky aesthetics that we've got going on. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do one of those there. We're going to do the end piece like there, a smaller version there, and we're also going to get in a nice extractor. Oh, I think that's going to work. Oh, I think we're vibing. I'm kind of here for it. Let's get a bin out. We're going to get a bin out, and I'm also going to choose a dining table and chairs to kind of put in this whole area here. Okay, we have a bin, and we have a table with some chairs and a cowplant skull just for some decor, loves. So I've flopped that into that corner. I think that looks absolutely marvellous. I'm thinking about just making his little nook in here now. So we're going to go for... We've got 6 grand left. We could bump up and get him a nice sofa, you know? One of these, like, 820 ones. 820 simoleons. I think this could work for Keith. I think Keith would be very partial to this armchair in his living room. That is very expensive, but I think we're going to do it. And maybe just get in some nice curtains. And by nice curtains, I mean probably the shabby ones from Spooky Stuff. Now, those tattered spooky curtains were 185 simoleons each, and I was like, absolutely not for here. So I've gone for the base game ones instead, and I just think they fit into there quite well. Stunning. And I've also got him a little candle out just for his moonlight readings. Candlelight readings. And I've also gave him a bookcase as well, and that kind of adds as a separation here as well, which I'm kind of vibing with. I mean, this has got everything that it would need, that he needs to live, to survive, to thrive, you know? And I'm for that. I really am. So I think we'll go up into the bedroom, start doing the bedroom as well. I've put some curtains up, and we've already got the bed out. This bed is from the high school pack, I think. And I just think it works. I think it works in here. It's got that gothic vibe that we're going for Keith. And I'm kind of feeling it. Definitely doesn't want a double bed because he's just not on the hunt for any kind of relationship. He got hurt once, and that was enough for Keith. That was enough for Keith. Her name was Muriel, and she was a dolphin. Oh, no, we're not taking it down that route. She was definitely not a dolphin, but she was a librarian. And Keith thought she was the one. They were going to be together forever. And sadly, that was not the case. That was not the case. And she decided to end it. She decided to end it. And you can tell I'm just making it up on the spot here, but I'm going to go with it. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. She decided to end it because she's got really bad breath. And Muriel was just, she's a hygienist. She loves her hygiene, and Keith wasn't taking it seriously enough. And Muriel was like, do you know what, Keith, if you can't brush your teeth for me, then I cannot be here for you. And that was the end of their relationship. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That storyline, I know, marvellous. But it's a sad story. It's a sad, sad situation, in the wise words of Elton John. Right, I'm going to give him a chair up here as well. I'm kind of not really looking at money at the minute because we've still got 4k left, loves. So we can spend out a little bit on Keithy, I think. I'm even going to give him a little candelabra for his bedside table. Oh, that's stunning. Again, everything that he would need for his bedroom. So let's move on to the bathroom. I think once we've got everything that he would need, we'll then use the money to spend in other places here and there, getting some bits and bobs that make it look lovely. Maybe even a bath. A bath would be good for Keith. Even though he doesn't use it, he just likes to lie in it and scream. So let's try and find him a bath and do his bathroom. Oh dear. And we're going to give him a roll top bath. Maybe we'll just go for this one then. 600 simoleons. That's not too bad. What we'll do is fit the sink over on this side, like that. I'm going to put you on that side there. Oh, stunning. And then you could have a mirror if you want, Keith. I mean, we've got money here, loves. Here you go. 100 simoleons. A little toilet roll off to the side here. We'll go for the gold one. Gold. And then what I'll do is flop in a towel. And not that he uses a bloody towel anyway. Well, he does, but to wipe his ass. Oh, Keith. Keith, not your bum towel as well, love. You are not thriving. You are really not. Now, we've got this area up here to make use of. So I decided to change this area up here and give Keith his own organ to play with. So we can howl into the moonlight. And cry, to be honest with you. And I'm kind of happy with it. But what I also did was gave him an easel. And I reckon Keith loves to come out here and paint pigeons. That is his hobby. He loves to just paint pigeons. He is absolutely obsessed with them. He really, really is. So what I did is also I went round the build and I've put on lots of cracks and just bits and bobs to make this home just look a little bit more spooky dooky. And I've also spent the last of his simoleons on some corbels that I've put on the roof there. And I just think Keith's going to be absolutely made up with this. He really, really is. Aren't you, Keith? Anyway, so this is the house. The spooky starter for under 20k. We've still got 260 simoleons left, which is very good as far as I'm concerned. So nice little Victorian Queen Anne kind of style. Shingles, garden with the dancing corpses and whatnot. Blue is sniffing behind me in the background. He knows he's just about to go out. Look at him. He's making his bed. Oh, I'm for him. And then you come through here. And you go straight into the kitchen and dining room. Very dark aesthetics in here. I'm very much for it. Cobwebs. Oh, I'm feeling it. We've got this little living room nook over here as well that I'm sure you guys will extend out as the gameplay progresses from this house. But do you know what? Keith's happy with that. And we were building for Keith today. Yes, we were. So upstairs into... oh, I could probably get a banister on that. Do you know what? Keith likes to live on the edge. We're just going to say that. Keith's organ turret, where he likes to just, as I said, howl into the moonlight and sing around with that. I don't know what I'm saying. Bedroom, Keith's little nook that he's got in here. Very comfortable living. I'm kind of for it. Cobwebs and all. And then he's got his little bathroom in this area here as well. And the bath that he likes to scream in. I mean, we did not do too bad there, loves, for a spooky starter. Under 20k for our good mate Keith. I think we did quite well. I'll get this up on the gallery if you guys do want to download this. Then yeah, it'll be done. I'll be back tomorrow with a speed build, another spooky dooky speed build. So be on the lookout for that too, my darlings. Thank you so much. Leave me some lovely comments down below and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye.